My name is Lauren Eagan, and I'm the owner of Eagan Immigration. Today I'm going to talk about how a 21-year-old U.S. citizen, 21 or older year old U.S. citizen, can petition for his or her undocumented parent. So there's two different ways that this can happen, or two different situations that this falls under. The first one is if the parent entered the United States without inspection or without any type of visa, without passing through a port of entry and being inspected by an immigration officer. And then the other option is if the parent came into the United States with a visa and then overstayed the visa, but has not left the country since then. So first, if the parent came in without a visa or without inspection, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult for their 21 or over U.S. citizen child to petition for them. And that is because in order to process a case for somebody who has never been inspected, they have to leave the country and go to their home country for their interview. But upon leaving the country, they incur a 10-year bar of coming back in for having been in the United States without unlawful presence. This bar can be waived with a waiver, and currently there are waivers that can be done within the United States before the person leaves and incurs the 10-year bar. However, children cannot be the qualifying relative for a parent's waiver. So the only way in which the parent could get a waiver in this situation is if they had somebody else who could be a qualifying relative of the waiver. And that would be either a spouse or their own parent. So it can be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident spouse or parent, although in order to do the waiver in the United States, it has to be a U.S. citizen spouse or parent. So the child by themselves cannot do the whole petition for the parent because they wouldn't have somebody who could do the waiver. If there is a U.S. citizen spouse, if the parent has a U.S. citizen spouse or parent, then that might be an option. And if the waiver gets approved, then the child can petition for the parent, and the parent, with their approved waiver, can go abroad for their interview and come back, as long as there are no other issues that would preclude them from getting a visa or re-entering the United States. That's just the general process of how it would happen if everything went right. So what about those parents that came in with a tourist visa or some other type of visa, but they overstayed their visa? Those parents are in a much better situation because they did enter the United States with inspection, which means they don't have to go abroad for their interview because they've already come in through a port of entry. So those parents, the U.S. citizen child can file the petition on their behalf within the United States, and the whole petition can be processed within the United States, and they can get their green card here. They should and cannot leave without travel authorization while the petition is pending or before, because that will cause them to incur the 10-year bar. But if they only have that one entry and it was with a visa and they overstayed it, then they should be okay to adjust status in the United States. So both of these options, the entry without inspection and the entry with a visa, are pretty complicated and have a lot of different caveats. So I highly recommend that you consult with an attorney if you think that this might be something that applies to you. I would never want a person to try and do it by themselves without speaking to an attorney and then have some major issue pop up that would put their case in danger or put their family at risk of some sort of deportation. So the point of this video is to kind of give you an overview of the law, but I highly recommend you talk to an attorney if you think you might want to go forward with one of these petitions. I hope this helps, and absolutely subscribe to us on YouTube to get more immigration videos. And if you have any follow-up questions or questions about your specific case, you can contact our office to set up a consultation. Until next time.